Each year since 1986, on the third Monday in January, the United States has observed a national holiday to honor the teachings of one of our greatest leaders, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The struggle for economic and racial justice has changed strategy several times since Dr. King's murder in 1968, and yet we have not even come close to the promised land. For too many, this annual observance is an opportunity only to look backward when the Jewish and non-Jewish Black communities work together for civil rights. While we are justifiably proud of the many Jews who were active in the civil rights movement, we often have a mythic recounting of those years, missing the deeper structural dimensions to the fight for racial equality then and now. We also need to shift away from the problematic framing that Blacks and Jews are two separate and distinct communities. The Jewish community is not defined by whiteness or what so many of my teachers refer to as Ashkenormativity, but rather we have a wide range of Jewish backgrounds, including Jews of color who make up a growing segment of our community. Our Reformed Jewish movement is deeply committed to exposing and dismantling the structures of racism that are everywhere, but so often invisible to those of us who are white. To offer her reflections on the upcoming observance of MLK Shabbat and Martin Luther King Day, it is my honor to introduce a remarkable Jewish leader, Yolanda Savage Narva. She is the URJ Director of Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, and she has so much to teach us, so much to lead us in the holy work ahead. She'll be fostering greater racial equity throughout the URJ and through the entire Reform movement. Yolanda, we're honored to be with you tonight.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Jacobs. Thank you for your leadership, your strong spiritual presence, and your sincere dedication to making the world a better place. I have to take a deep breath because the past 10 months or so have been overwhelming. We're currently experiencing a global pandemic that disproportionately affects Black, Indigenous, and people of color. We continue to deal with a national reckoning on race, and 2020 has already pushed and challenged us in ways unimaginable. As we celebrate MLK Shabbat, also known as Shabbat Tzedek, it does give me hope. It's a very special Shabbat to me because I think about the memories of the iconic photo with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Rabbi Heschel and Rabbi Eisendrath and Rabbi Prince. And I think about the connection, the relationship they had. And I think about that time when Blacks and Jews historically worked together to achieve common goals. But just as important is for us to understand that there are and were challenges with the Black and Jewish community. And it's very important for us to acknowledge those challenges and to figure out how we use that time to grow and learn. So where do we go from here? And I do have three recommendations, things that I want you to think about as we move forward. And the first one is acknowledging that we have work to do. We all have work to do. And working makes us stronger. It will make us stronger in working together to move racial justice and equity forward. The second piece is recognizing that our own Jewish community is diverse, that we have Black Jews in our community. And we need to understand that in order for us to tackle racial inequities outside of our community, we first have to do it within our communities. And then thirdly is the idea of mirrors and windows that I use a lot. And it's simply this, taking the mirror, holding it up, understanding that we have our individual roles to play in dismantling systems of oppression, while at the same time continuing to work together as a Jewish community to dismantle these systems externally. And so these are three things that I would love for you to take away from what I've shared with you. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom.